Hi y'all, this is A Story Whispered. This is a little bit of a re-upload, but I think the sound quality is much improved since 2021. So this is a few of my thoughts on what this holiday season could be, and I hope they are cheering and calming and resonate with you. Thanks, and catch you next week. What if I wrote us a little magic script and hid it in the margins of some book only you and I shall know? A tiny Christmas offering under a cold sky. Too little snow on the ground. You'll pull it out and set it open on the table. Flutter the pages till you see the crimson ink. Find the note with your name attached. You wrap the blanket you set about your shoulders a little bit closer. Take a sip of that hot drink you have in that favorite mug of yours. As you lean in to make out my most imperfect cursive, you will read thus. This is just as much for me as it is for you. Trying to find that bit of peace and calm in this final end of the year, where we're all just tumbling headlong toward the finish line. It's trying to say, I made it. Somehow, against all odds, I made it. All those anxious thoughts staking claims in our minds. First childhood and our best intentions, imperfections, sticking to our socks, scratching our ankles. Maybe, like me, you've accidentally found yourself being brave this year. You're taking risks. Maybe you just now realize you have to find the emotional wherewithal to pay off. Maybe you don't know how to be the person you've wound up being. As we begin to overlook December, maybe you are in hell, or maybe you're following the saints and finding your heaven in teacups at odd angles or in the margins of books. So what do we do with ourselves? These sacks of salt, and carbon, and sky, and water, and these snowflake-like fingerprints that say that we will never be again as we have been today. You have to take the breath the calendar provides. Take a breath. Take a breath before the next frenzy. Take a breath, good, bad, or otherwise. Take a breath before you dash. Because you, my dearest one, are in so much hurry, and you don't have that far to go. This is not so difficult or time-consuming that you can't stop and take a few moments to reflect. Even Just look back on this one single day, this infinitesimally small slice of reality. Sometimes it seems we try and make the day carry the universe inside itself, which is silly because of course it already does. And your prodding, my friend, will not improve matters. All these jittery and fluttering feelings may not be dashed away by one little pause. We can recognize them for what they are. They are symptoms of a vulnerable human heart. And that is a gift. The gift. Terrifying gift of reality. The reality that we are soft and wanting and in need of comfort, connection. Especially after 12 months of faking, we know a single solitary thing about what is going on inside or outside our heads. It doesn't really matter if you celebrate it. If you celebrate it meaningfully. If you celebrate it soulfully, with gusto. For me, Christmas is a time when we can step back from routine, when we can take a higher ground and observe ourselves, all the things we mean to be, maybe gave up on in March or April or on January 1st, briefly after midnight, when we're handed that fresh, clean slate on which to write this year's story. We have survived so much. You have survived so much. Just let your mind cast over those pictures in your head. Loss and grief and change. Change that doesn't gel or glide or fall in place in your life. It makes big tectonic waves through the foundations of everything you know and love. Big things that the big heads of the world don't go out and fix either. We're just left here in this limbo where it should be warmer or cooler than it is. Just waiting it out. But you have been brave about it. As brave as anybody could ask. And if that doesn't have the ring of truth about it, perhaps the moment is still coming when your bravery will be required, or your integrity, or some measure of personal reserve. You've been holding back, and you will spend it wisely. So stop gripping so tightly on the edges of the year. Having made it through the space mountain of 2020, years between the recent weeks, you'll find your feet. So it's okay if you eat those butter cookies, or you order in now and again, or say you show up at your mother's and she has doubts about the purple that you've streaked through your hair. You make videos on the internet for reasons that are perhaps still obscure to you. If you present your most fragile self at the feast of the world, a world that praises and butters and pats you into biscuits, then let it be so. Let them eat you up. Let their teeth draw the magic out of you. This is the time of release, of reckoning with heartbreaks you no longer want to run your fingers over, so you can feel that stab of reassuring pain. You are loved, and it demands no words, no somatic gestures, no feathers or diamonds or other wizardly components to make it so. You can grant this to yourself. You can make a little feather bed inside your head, soft, clean sheets, a fire crackling in the distance, tea lights melting the smell of pine into the air, so it wafts about you, something delicious on a delicate saucer just within reach. Your favorite books, your favorite memories, your favorite best intentions, all hovering about you like they're hanging off a child's mobile over their crib, all to delight your spirit until you're ready to fall asleep. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a chipper kitty singing Christmas carols. You don't have to love your family or fix your issues or strategize some new front in the war against yourself. You're not going to win that one in a single melee anyway. Come January 1st, you can shine your shoes, write up your inventories, and salute the sun once again. For now, for December, we are under the sway of the moon. She is benefic, a glowing eye above. She is running the waves and letting us match that rhythm too. We don't have to fight. You can be tender to yourself in this last sweet bite of the year. So I say Merry Christmas. I'm here in this soft, plush pocket of peacefulness. It is still here, still in a way I haven't felt in a very long time. And if I don't look for contrast, it is extraordinarily soothing to keep my mind right on this moment, to be grateful to the strong, long chain of people who gave of themselves to help me get through this year. There's a heart on my door. I send my coffee creamer spirit to send strength to any of you who find this time of year burdensome and painful. It lies past the unending tin-eared holiday susurrus It lies past the asynchronous clocks ticking, goes deep into the silent places where the snow never breaks. Take your free share of this peace. Take it even if it won't stay. Take it. It's yours.